Hello, and welcome to the LightWarriors Academy here today. I am so excited to share with you my guest. She is an expert in business and balance. She really helps with her coaching and with her 4 certifications in TheaHealing. Man, I am so excited to hear all about that. And she has over 20 years of business experience and over 10 years of natural mental wellness recovery experience. She loves helping busy and overwhelmed business owners to rejuvenate, rebalance, and re-energize on an even deeper core level so they can hit their bigger goals while feeling even more amazing. She believes that the better that you can feel, the better that you manifest. I believe that too. And when you find finding the deeper meanings is the key to protecting your biggest legacy, your family, your health, your wealth, so you can hit those goals faster and enjoy your abundance. Tammi, thank you so much for being here and for joining me here in the LightWarriors Academy. I am just so dash darn excited to share you with my audience and everything that you have to offer. What a glorious bio, and what an honor to be able to share you here today. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. That was an amazing welcome. I love it. I love your enthusiasm and your style, and what the flair that you've added is just such an amazing experience to join you today. So yes, thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited to share some tips and tricks with your audience.
Amazing. So I would love to just start off this conversation fairly easy, but just get to some girth. And I would love to ask you, Tammi, what would you say has been your biggest challenge in creating your growth and where you are today? And how did you overcome that challenge to getting to where you are today?
That's a great question. Gosh, there's been so many challenges. I mean, with mental health challenges and health challenges and low energy and recovering from a divorce and recovering from severe PTSD. Then you've got all the tech issues going on and your money blocks and everything blocking you from success because, we connect with so many different people, right? With our family and our friends and colleagues and people with money blocks. And we kind of take all that energy in, right? And then we get to learn how to protect our energy. We get to learn how to push that out and take back our power. And we get to align with our purpose and create what it is that we are meant to do.
Fantastic. So what would you say is the accomplishment that you're most proud of in what you've created?
I think it's just my own peace of mind. Just being able to run a business without having a, severe PTSD debilitating me to the point where I couldn't even get on this video, right? My first experience with an official business I started was over 20 years ago. And my PTSD was so debilitating, I ended up having to close my business because it was so stressful. Because I didn't have the proper training. I didn't have the proper, of course I got that as I went, but then I got married, I had a baby, the PTSD was too much. I couldn't handle it all. So I, took that experience, and I have been able to utilize that. And so just overcoming my own health challenges and being able to work on my personal development at a deeper level and start manifesting clients. That's probably been a huge one too.
So what would you say was the key core strategy in being able to achieving that result of having your streamline of peace of mind and clients that are coming into your practice?
I think the biggest thing for me was getting the certifications in theta healing for me. It's just, and then also hiring a VA, up-leveling my brand, having them take over that, just raising my credibility and doing the deeper inner work. I've been doing energy work for over 10 years, probably about more like almost 20. I constantly work on myself, working on feeling, closer to my higher power. That's always been something I've tried to accomplish in my life. Before I started energy healing in about 2006, 2007 is when I started doing energy work. Um, and so, yeah, that's probably been the biggest thing right there is just doing the inner work on a deeper level and finding deeper peace.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how important the energetic piece really is. I'm an energetic healer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you really need to get to the girth and the core of the unresolved issues before they can really start to manifest in the way that you want them to. So I really applaud that. I heard you mention just a few minutes ago there that you had a real challenge in just showing up and being able to share yourself online. What was it that kind of flipped the switch for you there? Because many people know me as a broadcasting coach. So of course I'm going to ask you the broadcasting questions, right? So yeah, can you tell me a little bit about getting over that fear for yourself?
Um, well, it wasn't really a fear. I grew up in public speaking, so it's something that it's just now it comes naturally for me. And so I think more of the fear of asking for money for a service to help somebody with their mental health, or, the fear of asking for a cell when I'm a service-based person. I'm a humanitarian as an aqua. And so it's really hard for me to see people suffering and asking for money when they don't have any money. And so being able to get past that, being able to offer value, offer free services, have that piece available. Plus, if they want to up level, then being able to charge for it, because, learning how to share, do this myself, like, nobody will invest in us unless we're willing to invest that same amount, so like I had to be doing that myself. I had to invest in a, $6,000 program. I had to be paying my monthly payments on that. I had to be up leveling myself and up leveling my brand. And so I think that the biggest thing is fear of success, the fear of what's going to happen if I do make it. And all these fears around, oh, what if somebody tries to take advantage of me? What if somebody tries to sue me? What if somebody does this? Or what if my ex-husband's like trying to get a piece of that? Like what if there's all these fears, right? Of what would happen, if I'm successful.
So how did you dispel
Responsibility.
those fears?
Um, I just worked through it with my theta healing technique, remove the obligation to do those things, download what it's like and how it serves me to step into the opposite of that, which is, trusting that I'm safe and that those things, aren't going to happen. Right. And so really working through it on a subconscious level and on a conscious level too. So, part of theta healing is being conscious about our blocks, our core issues, but then going into the theta brainwave and being able to tap into that and reprogram it from a subconscious mind so the body really believes that.
I'd love to hear more about your theta healing. How did you discover it? What gets you excited about it? And how has it really made those differences in your life?
Yes, actually, I actually was searching for a certification and I just didn't find anything that resonated with me. I've tried, the Reiki, I've tried the EFT, I've tried the hypnotherapy, I've done the, NAET and EMT and, the wand or whatever, how they pull out the trauma, and I actually had both positive and negative experiences in various ones. And where it just, you know, I've had, my struggles with those things. And then as I've healed and I've done more mindset work, I've noticed that, I would only get to like a certain threshold with each one. I only got so far. And so as I was searching for a deeper way to heal, like I just felt like I just wasn't quite there yet. Like I'd done all this work, not quite there yet, done counseling, therapy, all these different techniques, diet, nutrition, work with special doctors, to overcome my problems. And I still needed healing, despite all of my efforts. And I just happened to have a coach that I invited into my group to speak in my group who specialized in that. And I was just blown away with the results and how peaceful I felt, even just immediately. It was just it was a very, very mild energetic technique. It didn't cause a lot of upheavals in my life. It didn't really, unless when I went into the certification and I had that support for 3 days, in doing the deeper work, yes, I did feel that, but it was so mild and it was just such a gentle technique, but it was way more effective. And so the price of the certification was the same price as one session for a 90-minute
Oh
session.
yeah.
And I said, heck yeah. If I'm going to do the deeper work, I might as well just get the certification. So I just paid for 4 just to do all the inner work and be able to offer more to my audience. I found that, when I was helping people with their mental health or their business, a lot of people would just get stuck along the way. And so having a technique that would get them unstuck to, move them forward and with whatever strategy they needed at that moment was just so valuable to me.
That's amazing. I can absolutely relate to that piece where it was like, well, do I just get a session or do I get the certification? So that's how I ended up as a Reiki master as well. It basically cost the same to do a session as it was to get it the certification. So I just went through the certification, right? How do you differentiate your Thea healing from other energetic practices? Really?
Well, it's really just a mosh podge. I mean, when I went into the certification, I expected to just learn, one technique, but it covered so many different areas of energy healing. Like we do like a chakra alignment. We learned how to talk to our higher selves. We talk to ancestors. We gather with our guides. We do womb healing. So we get into the Akashic records. So pretty much everything that you like. I mean, as I was talking to people after I did my certain trainings, and I would talk to energy healers because I attract them because I loved helping them in their businesses to have more success. And the thing is I noticed I was like, oh, I learned that in my certification. Oh, I learned that. So everybody had a little bit and piece of it, but I just noticed I got that in my certification. So it really covers a lot of areas, and it makes it, with the reprogramming of the subconscious mind, it just creates a deeper level of, like, for example, forgiveness list, for example, or a gratitude list or trauma list. I was like, oh, I already done all that work. And they're like, well, you didn't do it through Theta Healing. Theta Healing just makes it stronger. It just removes it completely. Like that energy still may be in your body. And what Theta Healing allows you to do is just kind of like a kind of a final clean sweep.
So we've called this segment "Amping Up Your Money Flows Through Thea Healing." Can you tell me about your results in amping up your money flows through Thea Healing?
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of different results, for my own self and for other people as well. A common one is just having more energy to work more hours at work. Maybe you're working a regular job. Maybe you have to invest in your business, and maybe you're struggling with being able to keep up with all the hours, being able to manifest. So that's one of the first thing I manifested, with more energy so I could work more hours, 12-hour shifts or whatever, and more of them. And then another thing was I was able to I manifest better jobs. Like all of a sudden I started just manifesting all this income from different areas, like potential income, like, investments, opportunities, doors were opening, better coaching was coming to me. I was getting opportunities for like free coaching that would help up level me. I was getting, people were dropping food off on my doorstep. I was getting free, and I had all that stuff going on before, but just at a deep high, it just amped up. And then I, signed my first high ticket client. And, so instead of just, little things here and there, it was, it was bigger. And so, and some of the other results I hear from people is that they have more inspiration to know what to do in order to be more effective in their business and make that money. Another thing is, I was working with somebody, it was just a sales call. She manifested 2K within 2 weeks of that sales call. And she messaged me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that. I'm so excited. I hit my 5K goal thanks to you." And I'm like, "Oh, you're welcome." And then I've had another client say within 2 weeks of working with me, she manifested 3 high ticket clients and then 4 total working with me with 2 sessions. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So, how can someone protect themselves against failure in this kind of realm? What's how does it work? How do you keep yourself from failing?
Oh gosh, it's a daily battle. It's a daily battle, and I got to remove the obligation to believe it's a daily battle. That's some inner work I'm going to do on myself now that I've just that's brought something up for me. So thank you for bringing that up. We do it every day. We realize that we take risks. We put ourselves out there, and we allow ourselves to make that okay. So I would download what it's like and how it serves me to be able to succeed every day. And we can do a basic healing. I want an instant healing. I deserve an instant healing, and an instant healing is possible. And if you want that, plus the download of what I just said before about removing the obligation to fail, right?
See,
What it's like to download what it's like to have success every day and get rid of those failing thoughts. So if you want all that, just say yes out loud in the comments, and I will do that download for everybody in your audience.
amazing. Yeah, we'll make sure that that we get some links for the gifts that are available for the audience. And yeah, I strongly appreciate that, because how are people really going to be able to experience it if they don't have the opportunity to be able to taste it and experience
Exactly. Yes.
right?
And so what I'll do is I'll just go into a meditative state, and so I'll get really quiet, and you just get to experience the peace of that. So just feel the peace in your body, and just take some deep breaths and enjoy this moment. So we want to change those thoughts and send it to the light. We want to send it to the divine unconditional love. We want to send it to the creator of all that is. We want to send it to the highest realm. So when those thoughts creep up, we want to say no, and we want to change it. And we want to just send it to the light. And we just want to raise that awareness. And then you've already had the download. I'm removing the obligation for this to not be successful, to believe that I'm going to fail. Okay, so we've already removed that. Very powerful. Then we are going to step into the success that we've already programmed our brains into believing and say, I am already successful. And so we're going to validate that on a daily basis. So I challenge each of you to do that. When those thoughts creep up, as humans and as we age and our brain cells kind of, go the other direction, we want to be able to experience in that. Speaking of brain, that we do DNA repair and reversal. And so we want to anti-age. We want to create the opposite. We want to be, I'm 45. I want to be 45 years old. We want to reverse that aging. So we get to do that in this day and age with the different technologies and resources that we have. We get to do that. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that meditation and that healing with me. I can feel the drop in energy. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. For myself and the audience that's available. For those of you that are watching, I can see we have some participants here. Don't forget to say hello and to click that StreamYard button up above so we can see your comments coming through. But I hope that you took the opportunity to follow along with Tammi as she led us through her theta healing of being able to drop the obligation of failure. Did I word that correctly for you?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Perfect. Yeah. So, Tammi, how can people find out more about you? Um, Tell me about what you're offering our audience as a gift, and those beautiful things.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you can find me at Tammi Mackenzie, my profile. You can find me at Build a Strong New You, my Facebook page, which you can click right on my profile. It says Build a Strong New You right here. It's all about building a strong new you. We want to be stronger as women, and we want to make a bigger difference in the world. You can also find me at Dream Visions Empowerment, which is a ladies group where we get together and I do live interviews such as this. I get on and frequently, and I do theta healings in there around motivation, issues around money. I also do dream interpretations. I have been it's been a lifelong quest of mine to understand dreams, and as I've up leveled in my energy alignment, I've been able to study them on a deeper level. And what I have found that in theta healing, it actually gets to core issues even faster. And you're able to get through the session a lot faster, the more dreams we have, because it really just actually puts you back to where, a lot of those things can get hidden, especially if you've done a lot of energy work. And if you're still having dream interpretations that, actually uncover blocks, then you can really do the deeper work. And so lots of free information in there, lots of support. And then I'm also offering a free 15-minute theta healing session. It's about $150 value for that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm sure there will be lots of people that take advantage of that. I had a question for you. I wanted to make the comment that I am a part of your group. I think your group is fantastic. I love the deliveries that you throw in there. I remember what my question was. What about? I know I can be funny.
I love it.
What would you say to those that don't remember their dreams or don't feel like they dream very often?
Well, I think it's just being conscious. So I would say, before bed, just you can ask Creator, hey, I'd like to be aware of my dreams. Can you raise this awareness for me? And put a journal right next to your bed with a pen and just say, because I'm going to write this down tomorrow. And I really want to know what do I need to know about? What do I need to be conscious of? What do I need to shift? What do I need to change? So what questions do you need to ask? It could be about a love relationship. It could be about a business thing. How's things in my business? So just asking questions in your meditation to your Creator for more awareness. And even if you remember one symbol, write it down. Even if you remember a smell, maybe you hear something, and then just write about it. And that just really just gets the juices flowing for dreams. So you really just get a chance to, and then just ask it every night. Just be conscious that, the more energy we put towards something, the more we get of that one thing. Yeah. So just putting that momentum toward it and that energy toward it. And then just, writing it down, the universe rewards action. And then, if you don't understand what they are, you can, research online. You're welcome to, if you're more interested in the dreams, we could always do a dream interpretation instead, if that's something that you want to do, as well. Or a business strategy, say, you want to do a mix of all of it. We can get a lot done in 15 minutes, trust me. And then I also take another 15 minutes to get to know you, so it usually is about 30 minutes generally, unless you want more. If you have more questions about, what I'm doing, we can take that conversation further. So,
yeah, here in the LightWarriors Academy, we really focus on up-leveling our people in all kinds of different areas and being able to give them the strategies to be able to tap into their intuition, like you've been talking about, is such a potent opportunity that so many people can simply miss and can make all the difference. So I really do appreciate you for being here and being featured in the LightWarriors Academy, where I can share your work and allow people to be exposed to these potent opportunities that can really make all the difference. Thank you again, Tammi, for being here so much.
You're welcome. Awesome. I love helping out. And if you want me to leave you with one last download of just amping up your money flow, let's just remove the obligation not to accept the money that is meant for us and not to connect with our divine client that we're meant to work with. And let's remove that barrier and download what it's like to be able to open up that abundance fully and just amp things up. We're just going to get that machine rolling for us and just accept. Let's stand and let's posture. Let's download what it's like to be postured in confidence that what we offer is amazing, and that we are just going to wake up tomorrow and accept that, or wake up from this state of healing and accept that abundance. And so if you'd like that, just say yes out loud and in the comments.
Yes. Yes. So good. Yeah, I'm deeply appreciative for you being here, and we will make sure that your resources are available and gifts are available attached to this video. If you want to know more about Tammi, again, you can go to that Build a Strong New You, and can you say your here one more time? Can you say your
the group? Yes,
your group again? Yeah,
it's Dream Vision Empowerment.
Dream Vision Empowerment. Yeah. And again, there's so many wonderful resources that are in there. I am a part of that group. It really does make all the difference. So again, thank you for being here. Is there any closing comments that you might have, Tammi, for our audience here today?
Well, you're amazing. What you're doing
You're amazing.
You're changing the planet. You know, we're a tribe of women that want to bring light down to the planet. We just want to just bring so much light the darkness just leaves, right? So we can just have peace on earth. And I know all of you are you have that mission, and that's your goal to up level, bring abundance, and bring healing. And so you guys are amazing. Thank you for all the work that you're doing, and I would love to meet you. So come see me.
Yes. Bye for now.
Bye.